The sun slowly rose over the hills on the horizon. It was quite a beautiful morning. Everything seemed to be waking up just now, including a little calico cat in his own cozy brick home. That cat's name was Cato Boy, the hero of the village. In the past, this cat has saved his town time and time again, without asking for nearly anything in return. Lots of cats depended on his brave and heroic blood to look out for their homes, especially since he once defeated a terrible beast and wielded the legendary shards. He received lots of praise and friendly greetings from villagers. This morning was like any other, slowly waking up and blinking the sleep from his eyes. Cato looked around before sitting up out of bed, stretching like cats do. Yawning, Cato hopped out of bed and went into his kitchen, pouring and chowing on some store-bought kibble. He coughed a bit, chewing on the dry fruit. Pouring his leftovers back into the bag, Cato walked out of his kitchen and towards his front door, opening it and stepping into the fresh green hills outside. The sun shone down and reflected off his white fur. Hearing the birds chirping and starting to wake up, he sighed and started to walk along. However, he stopped when he saw a cat barreling towards his house.
Ka-choo!
The cat tripped and dropped the pile of what he was carrying. Cato was quick to react, catching the biscuits in his paws. Carefully, he set them down on the ground and helped his friend up.
You've got to be more careful, big boy.
I know. I was just hurrying over. I was gonna be late meeting up for our morning picnic.
Oh, don't sweat it. I just woke up a few minutes ago.
Oh, so I'm the irresponsible one.
Big Boy joked. Big Boy was Cato's absolute best friend. Since the day they met when they were just kittens, and now into adulthood, they were inseparable. Every now and again they'd get annoyed at each other, but they'd end up making up in the end over a few cat biscuits and tea.
The picnic site should already be there. I set it up earlier then went back to sleep.
Big Boy started to walk beside Cato.
Of course you did.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Nothing.
By the way, someone new in town was asking about you.
Oh. Whose? That would be me.
A high-pitched voice shouted from a distance. A Siamese ragdoll cat with a sword strapped to her back came running toward the pair. Cato went from curious to disappointed immediately. The cat leapt and trapped Cato in a hug. Cato sighed.
Hi, Fluffy. Well, it's no way to greet your distant cousin, is it?
Whoa, you guys are cousins.
Big Boy perked up.
Yep.
He forgot. Cato's distant cousin Fluffy was coming to visit this week. Cato patted her on the back before she let go.
What's with the sword?
All this.
She unsheathed it and held it up towards the sky, letting it shimmer.
It washed up on the beach near my house. It was too pretty. I had to take it. Be careful with that. I have been. Actually, I've been doing good with it. I've been defending my own town from some wicked thieves that have been trying to rob us. This dandy sword scares them off easy.
Fluffy attached the sword back to her back. As much as he acted like it, Fluffy didn't know the first thing about adventure and fighting evil. She thought, with just a wave of a piece of metal, she could take care of anything. Cato knew a lot more. It took a lot of courage and bravery to be heroic. It also took humility. That was definitely something she didn't have.
Your cousin is pretty cool, Cato.
Cato was about to speak up, but Fluffy interrupted him.
You aren't to bag yourself. What's your name?
Big Boy, Cato's friend.
Well, it's great to meet you.
They shook paws.
Cato, you didn't tell me you had such handsome friends.
Oh, shucks.
Big Boy chuckled a little. That was another thing Cato despised about her. She flattered a lot of cats very easily.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, me and Big Boy were just on our way to our picnic. We should get going. Alrighty.
Fluffy smiled.
You to have fun. I'll just be hanging around.
She skipped off.
You don't seem happy about her. What's up with that?
Big boy questioned as they started to walk again.
She isn't what she makes herself out to be. Fluffy is. Bratty, to put it in simpler terms. I'll keep that in mind then.
Cato had lots to say about her. However, right now, he decided to keep his mouth shut. It was the better option. Right now, he brushed the situation off and continued with Big Boy to the picnic they had planned. It was just outside of town. The blanket was laid out neatly on the grass, being held down by a few clips to make sure it didn't blow away. 2 water bottles laid on each side for the 2 cats. Big Boy laid the biscuits he was carrying down onto the clean blanket and sat down himself, almost immediately grabbing and eating one.
Already hungry, huh?
Are you not?
Actually, I am.
He grabbed one as well, sitting down. Catching up with Big Boy was nice to do, especially on a nice day like this. It wasn't too hot, there weren't many bugs out, and there wasn't anything loud interrupting their time together.
I polished all my pearls recently. Wanna see?
Sweet. How did you carry those pearls along with your biscuits? I got a nifty little bag to carry them in specifically. Here.
Reaching a paw into his extra fluffy fur, he uncovered a small pack full of pearls. Zipping it open, he laid it out and showed them to Cato. They were probably the shiniest he'd seen in a while. They glimmered and refracted from the light from the sun, making little rainbow reflections.
Whoa, I know, right? That new cleaner I bought really came in handy.
Zipping them back up, he hid the pack back in his fur, only taking one back out for Cato to hold.
They look so much better when all the dirt is washed off him.
If that's the case, it'll be easier for me because...
In that moment, an arrow shot right past the faces of the 2 cats.
What the?
Cato looked past Big Boy to see other cats with bows and arrows. Carefully handing the pearl he was holding back to Big Boy, he squinted to get a better look, when suddenly the cats came charging towards them. Cato drew his claws, but they had swords, charging right at them. They hit him and knocked him over.
Right here, Cap'n. I smell the treasure. It's coming from that cat. The big one.
Hey, let go of me.
Cato sat up, a gray cat with a bandana, red eyes, and a compass around her neck and Big Boy by the scruff. Next to her was a black cat with golden eyes and a captain's outfit. Pirates,
Well, Jewel, look at the beauty he's holding.
the captain remarked. The gray cat's name was apparently Jewel. The captain snatched the pearl out of Big Boy's paws with noticeable force. He held it up to the sun and watched it glimmer it off. That made Cato mad as he bounced back up.
Hey, you better hand that back over right now.
He drew his claws again.
Jewel looked over at him.
Cap'n, look. We got a pussy cat.
She teased.
Sorry, landlubber, but this is our treasure now. Plus whatever we can scavenge out of your little town.
Cato's were raised. No way they could steal from the village.
We'll be taking your friend here too. He seems like a valuable treasure finder and polisher.
They ran off, Jewel dragging Big Boy behind her like a rabbit.
Cato, H-A-T-E-L-L-P-P.
Big Boy yelled back.
Big boy.
Cato tired to chase after them, but they were way too quick to catch up too. He would have kept running, but then he remembered the village.
The village. They're raiding it.
He started running back to it. The scene once he arrived wasn't pleasant. Many cats were trying to fend off home invaders. Many pirate cats were running off with valuable objects. Cato ran as fast as he could, swiping at the pirates with his claws. Any object he could save, he did, albeit not very many. They escaped very easy and left the village in a hurry. Cato returned some of the objects to the respective cats once it all settled down. They all soon gathered around him, asking him questions and crying.
Okay. Guys, please.
He tried to hush them, which mostly worked.
Look, I'll go after them and get everything back. Please don't worry. For now, help your fellow village members. I'll be off.
They all cheered as Kato started to go off on his adventure.